Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is super nerve-wracking because I've not filmed a sit-down video like ever. I film singing videos, but I never have to like sit in front of the camera and talk. But I want to do like a whole new start of my YouTube channel because I'm going away this summer. I'm so excited. I'm going to travel, I'm going to work remotely. It's something that I've wanted to do for so long, and it's like finally happening. So just a quick intro, my name's Louisa, I work remotely full-time, I'm a freelancer, and that's why I'm able to go abroad this summer and work completely remotely. I always get so many questions about how I got into this sort of lifestyle, and I think a lot of people think it's really difficult, and it's really not. It's so achievable. I'm such a believer in you can do anything you put your mind to, and I thought it would be really good to come on here and give you guys some tips if you are thinking about the freelance lifestyle. So I'm just going to talk quickly about what I actually do, how I got into it, and then give you guys some tips on how you can get into freelancing full-time. What do I work as? I am a freelance digital marketer / freelance content creator. I think for freelancers, digital marketing is the most common sort of job type in the industry because it's such a big thing now. Social media management, websites, graphic design, content creation, videos, SEO, paid ads. There's just so much you can do. There's such a wide scope within digital marketing. But there are also other careers you can do full-time. I did a little research and I thought it would be good to let you guys know, you don't have to just go into digital marketing. There are a few careers that you can do whilst traveling on the go. So I'm super lucky because I freelance for a comms agency who are super flexible. They've been so supportive with me on this whole move and this whole travel thing. They've got loads of freelancers that work from all over the world. I might do another video about the differences between working for an agency compared to having your own clients, but I've personally done both. And I do have my own clients alongside the agency work that I do, which is completely fine too. So it's just literally finding out what works for you. To quickly go way back, years ago when I was at uni, I studied events management. That is originally what I wanted to do. I quickly learned events is way too stressful. I wanted a much more chilled out life. And then during the events management course at uni, there were a lot of marketing modules. And anytime we'd run an event or anything like that, I'd always be the person that was doing the social media promo and helping design assets and things like that. And that's just something that I always found more enjoyment in. So I knew like from early that social content creation, all of that jazz was the thing that I enjoyed the most. So then it was my placement year and I ended up working for half the year at a student accommodation / events venue where I was managing their social media, and that's sort of where I really fell into social media management and digital marketing. They offered me to work remotely for them because I went to uni up north and I live in London. So when I graduated, they approached me and said, look, we don't want to lose you, like we're really happy with what you're doing. Would you consider working remotely for us? And so this was the first remote work that I ever did, and I absolutely loved it. Like honestly, being able to work on your own schedule whenever you want. Not only did I find myself so much more productive, but I was so much less stressed out, I was so much less anxious, and I just honestly loved it. Then I came back from uni and I was doing that. Unfortunately, it was just part-time, it wasn't full-time, so I did have to get myself a grad job. But I was quite excited at the thought of like a full-time grad job, going to the office, meet people. So I got a job at this events furniture company, and it was typical 9 till 5:30, 9 till 5, office job, go in every day, Monday to Friday. And at the start it was exciting, but I soon learned that it just wasn't for me. I absolutely am one of these people that does not like being told what to do, when to do it. Like I honestly believe that it's so restricting, and I'm just so glad that since the COVID lockdown, I feel like the one good thing that came out of it is that so many more employers are so much more flexible now, and they let people work from home, they let people work different hours, and I just think that is so vital to being able to just be productive and work in the way that's best for you. Then we got to COVID and the lockdown, and I was luckily in the UK, we had this thing called the furlough scheme. So a lot of industries where they couldn't work, the government basically paid 80% of your salary and you didn't have to do anything, which was crazy. And I was so lucky, and I'm so appreciative that I was able to get that from the UK government. But I found myself literally at home like, okay, wow, like I've got all this free time, what do I do? And I just thought, I do not want to go back to the office. I do not want to go back to being told like what time I can go on lunch. You know, I have to ask permission for a doctor's appointment. I have to ask permission to go on holiday. Like, this just isn't the life that I want to live. So skip forward a few weeks into the lockdown. I am naturally quite an ambitious person. I started thinking of business ideas, watching loads of videos, and I thought, do you know what? I can make this happen. I am not going back to the office. I am going to work for myself. No matter what, at the end of this lockdown, I am going to be full-time self-employed, and I made it happen. And that's why I always preach that you can literally do whatever you put your mind to. I am in no way special or different to anyone else. It's literally just having that mindset and thinking that I can do it, and knowing that you can do it will take you so far. I am literally earning double what I was earning in the office. I'm working half the hours. I'm working on my own schedule. I don't have to ask permission for days off. I don't have to ask permission to go to a doctor's appointment. I can go out for lunch with my friends. I can go over to my grandparents' house whenever I want. It's honestly, I don't think I could ever go back to the 9 to 5 of like being told strictly what you have to do and how to work. During lockdown, like I mentioned, I had a lot of free time and I was lucky in that sense, but there was also a period where I did have to go back to the office sort of ad hoc, and I was still working hard alongside. So I was obviously lucky to get that break to really focus on it, but it is possible to do even if you're already in a full-time job. Yes, it's going to be harder. Yes, you know, you're going to have not as much time to yourself, but making that commitment honestly will go such a long way. These were the steps that I took to actually get myself into freelancing while I was furloughed. The first thing I did was create a digital marketing portfolio that had loads of examples of my work, my skill set, my experience, basically just a PDF document that is going to showcase what you can do. If you are new to freelancing or to the career that you want to go into, then obviously you're not going to have that experience. So I would definitely recommend reaching out to friends or family that have businesses or that need help, that sort of thing, to build up that experience or that portfolio so that you can showcase something to potential clients. If you want to get into digital marketing, there are a lot of ways that you can do this. You can literally just create your own content on your own social platforms and showcase that if you want to. Once I had my portfolio, I literally just used Facebook. I posted on different Facebook groups, local Facebook groups, digital marketing Facebook groups, and I just introduced myself and I said, this is what I can do, here are my skills, and I'd love to help anyone that needs it, basically. Now you do have to be really careful on Facebook groups. They all have different rules, so if you're going to do that, make sure it's not against the rules to promote yourself or your business, which is what I was essentially doing. But the Facebook groups that I did find that you were allowed to do that in, I got such good feedback. I had loads of comments, loads of messages, literally of people just interested in finding out more or wanting me to help them with their business. So then I would send my digital marketing portfolio and my CV to them. I also set my rates, so I went in at about £20 to £25 per hour. I already did have experience, so that is something to bear in mind. That has gone up over time as I've got more experience with the freelancing too. So after posting on Facebook and speaking to a few people, letting them know what I could offer, doing a bit of work here and there, I was able to build up enough clients to then quit the office job. So my number one tip is honestly research. Find out what different careers there are that you can do remotely full-time within your interests, things that you find fun. The next thing is create yourself a portfolio, a CV, some sort of document or PDF that outlines your skill set. It shows what you can do. It gives examples of what you can do. And my third tip on that is just be so friendly all the time. I know that seems so basic, but I just find like being friendly, being willing, being confident it adds so much. And like I said with the research thing, if you feel like you're someone that's super shy, I mean, I am super shy, but in work situations, I feel like I can be really confident. It's just practice, and you know, there are so many videos and things you can look up for tips on giving out more of a confident energy, I guess, when you might potentially have like a Zoom or a Teams interview, or they might want to call you. My clients were very mixed. A couple of them, never spoke to them on the phone, never even spoke to them on a camera or anything. It's all been just messaging or emails, which is great if you're an introvert. But obviously a couple of them might want to actually talk to you on a Teams call or something like that. So just be wary of that. And a bit of advice on setting rates is do not undersell yourself. It's easy to think, well, if I offer £10 an hour, like people are gonna, you know, use me more, or they're going to be more interested. But honestly, I think if someone's offering a rate that low, it probably points out that they're maybe not so experienced. I've genuinely learned over like the last 5-6 years in digital marketing that people are willing to pay if you are good, if you've got examples, if you have the skill set. People will pay a lot more than you'd think. So do not undersell yourself. Once you've done all that, you've got a portfolio, you've set your rates, you've done research, it's time to put yourself out there. Facebook, Indeed, LinkedIn. I mentioned Indeed, that is a job site in the UK. I'm not sure if it's like a global thing, but I know that you can search for part-time / freelance / remote opportunities. So it's worth looking down all those sort of avenues. Like I said, for me, Facebook worked really well. Twitter, you can search for job opportunities on Twitter, and just general networking, I'd say. Go to networking events in your area if there are any. Try and talk to people that are already doing it. Another way that I've been able to get work is through having worked with clients or other freelancers who then can recommend you to other clients. Another tip, if you are already working full-time and you want to switch to the freelancing lifestyle, you have to be strict and you have to be disciplined with your time. Dedicate a few hours a week to building up something that's going to help you switch to freelancing. Even if it's 3 hours a week or 4 hours a week or an hour every day after work, you will never be able to leave your full-time job if you aren't putting extra time into building something for yourself. Unfortunately, nothing comes easy. Another thing I'd say is I really do think that you know, going out on your own and being a freelancer or even switching to self-employment, it is really scary. I am such a risk taker. I can be quite impulsive. I'm a Pisces. That is just how I've always been. I'm really ambitious. But actually taking that leap to quit my office job, something that's super stable, and going to self-employment was so scary. And you know, you have to basically be able to take the risks, because if you don't take the risks, then nothing will pay off. Anyway, I hope those tips were super useful for anyone that's thinking about going to freelancing or just wanted to know sort of how I am able to work and travel at the same time. I'm so excited. From June, I'm going off to Thailand with my boyfriend, and we are both going to be working remotely, and we're going to be basically traveling while we do it. So there's going to be so many travel vlogs coming. I'm so excited. I hope you guys are too. And please subscribe and like the video if you did enjoy it. You can also follow me on Instagram to keep up with the travels. I do not know how to film an outro, so I'm just going to end the video here.